All right, shalom, shalom. Before I get started, I want to start off by giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah, Kwadash, Laiwanam Yem. Double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect, the ones out there who are doing this work diligently and chiefly keeping the faith, making your calling and your election sure. It's your brother Kazak Makar coming back at you another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Hopefully this is edifying. As you can see in the title, it says World News Episode 6. Okay, and what we're going to do is get several videos, about the stuff that's going on in the world. But before we do that, I'm going to grab this precept here in 2nd Ezra chapter 9. I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself. So how do you measure the time diligently? Through prophecy. Okay, that's how you measure the times. It says, And when thou seest parts of the signs past, talking about the prophecies, which I have told thee before, right, the Lord tell you these prophecies, through the mouth of the prophets. Okay, Hebrews 1:1, the Lord who at sundry times in diverse manners. Matter of fact, I got to stop doing that and just get the precept, right? Because the precepts bring out the information better than I ever could. This is Hebrews chapter 1, verse 1. It says, God who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets. You see, by the prophets. So that's how the Lord speak to the people. So how did the Lord tell the people the information before it happened? He told them through the mouth of the prophets. Verse 2, it says, Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. All right, so the Lord is visiting this place right now through these prophecies, through the destruction. Verse 3, it says, Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Verse 4, Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, right? Because like the scripture says right here in Isaiah 46:10, it says, Isaiah 46:10, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, My counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. So the Lord has written the ending from the beginning, and he has revealed, his secrets unto his servants, the prophets, who are now telling the people about what the Lord likes and what the Lord dislikes. Okay, matter of fact, let me get this. Jeremiah 44:4. It says, Howbeit I sent unto you all my servants, the prophets, rising early and sending them, saying, Oh, do not this abominable thing that I hate. See, that's what the servants are doing. The prophets are doing. They're telling the people what the Lord dislikes and what the Lord likes. Okay, the servants are the servants are bidding people to the marriage, right? Inviting people to this feast. All right. And if you want to partake in this feast, then you have to follow the rules. You have to follow the dress code, if you will. Because if you don't have the correct garment on, the Lord is going to throw you out of the wedding into utter darkness. This is Jeremiah 44:5. But they hearken not, nor incline their ear to turn from their wickedness, to burn no incense unto other gods. This talking about the Israelites, but this also can apply to the world, man. All right. The world is about to be judged. Okay. The Lord has remembered Babylon. You can read about that in Revelation chapter 18, right? Her sins have reached unto heaven. All right. Now, let's continue on. Verse 6. Now, this is specifically here talking about Israel. It says, Wherefore my fury and my anger was poured forth and was kindled in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem, and they are wasted and desolate as at this day. So the reason why our people are desolate and wasted is because they don't listen to the Lord, right? They burn incense to other gods, right? They worship other gods. You could read about, the Israelite God worship in Jeremiah chapter 2 as well. Okay. Now, the prophets are out here telling the people, telling the Israelites, as well as telling these other nations their judgment. Jeremiah 28 and 8. See, this is how you know the prophets are sent to the Israelites as well as the other nations to give the other nations their judgment. This is Jeremiah 28 and 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries, right? And against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. Okay? So let's get into some of these videos real quick that I got here. Now, there's several different videos on this particular channel that I was interested in, but I'm gonna show a few. Okay. Let me see here. Now this one right here, Hezbollah's drone strikes IDF base. Let's get this one. I've been following Salakia about the ads. I've been following this particular battle between Israel and Hezbollah for the last 2-3 weeks now. Okay, and it's been a back and forth.
How everyone who wanted to come with the board, how they went from startup to an actual
fair use.
We're starting this broadcast from West Asia. At least 4 Israeli soldiers were killed and 60 people were wounded when a Hezbollah drone struck the IDF's Golani base near Binyamina in north-central Israel on Sunday night. The drone struck at 7 in the evening and hit the dining hall located inside the base. IDF spokesperson Daniel Hagari said that the drone did not trigger any warning sirens. He also added that UAV's base parameter breach is being investigated. It was difficult and painful. The comments indicate that the drone attack took the IDF by surprise. However, this is not the first of its kind of an attack, as it was learned that the drones involved in the attack were modified Mirsad-1 drones based on the Iranian Ababil T UAV platform. The Mirsad-1 multi-purpose drone is capable of carrying up to 40 kilograms of explosives, has a top speed of 370 kilometers per hour, and an operational range of 120 kilometers.
Wow. I see why they call it a multi-purpose drone. It says our Mirsad multi-purpose drone Hezbollah's killer tool. This particular drone killed 4 of their soldiers as well as injured 60 others.
And 20 kilometers.
And it's capable of carrying 40 kilograms of explosives. That's not a little. See what I'm saying? Like, of course it's not a lot, extremely a lot, but that can cause damage. 40 kilograms of explosives? Come on, man.
Primarily meant for reconnaissance, the Mirsad drone can be modified into a kamikaze or loitering munition drone, allowing it to launch 55 MMS-5 unguided rockets. Having low flying capabilities, Hezbollah often launches these drones accompanied with rocket fire to penetrate the Iron Dome. The drone first launched into Israeli airspace in the year 2004 has made notable incursions in November of 2004 and December of 2005. Now, correspondent Jody Cohen has a report on this from Ranana.
Right, so Hezbollah fired 2 suicide drones. One was intercepted by Haifa, which is Israel's 3rd largest city, but one hit a military base near Binyamina, and 4 soldiers were killed and 60 injured. Now, the Iranian-backed Hezbollah has said that they would increase their attacks if the fighting continues. And on Monday morning, we've seen further rockets and sirens going off in Haifa and the surrounding areas. IDF Chief Herzi Halevi has visited the site that was hit. He spoke to the soldiers soldiers there saying that the attack was serious and that they would continue with their training and that Israel would continue fighting and preparing for upcoming battles. Israel's likely to respond by continuing to target Hezbollah terrorists and infrastructure, and commentators expect that Israel would aim to weaken Hezbollah further before responding to Iran's attack on Israel, which we saw earlier this month.
For all the
So right now, the Israeli people are claiming to be the victims and they're going against terrorists. Really, that little one, right? The least of them shall draw them out, right? The least of the flock shall draw them out. I think that's in Jeremiah 50. Matter of fact, some over here in Jeremiah. Right? The least of the flock is talking about, you know, those Amalek over there. Okay? Let me see. Feel like I'm passing it. Salaki at the water for tuning in. Here it is. Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 45. Therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord that he have taken against Babylon. All right. Babylon right now in this case is talking about America. It says, and his purposes that he have purpose against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. So the nukes are going to make, right, this place desolate, right? That land over there is going to make the place desolate. But the least of the flock is drawing who out? Drawing America out, drawing all these nations out for war. Okay. Now, like I was saying before, the Israelis, they only attack. All right. They're the aggressors. All right. The other countries, they're defending. Right. Elder Yashawamba in a recent video was going into it on how, you know, these Ish people, right, you know, they're trying to utilize the Bible. They're trying to say that the Bible is giving them the right to conquer these people and conquer the land. All right. Because they think that they're the eternal people, but they're not. Okay. They're not. All right. In this time period, we're not going to have to fight to gain control over, you know, our homeland. No, the Lord is going to place us into our homeland. And how do you prove that? Jeremiah, several precepts, but I'm going to go to this one. Jeremiah 16. Okay. You know, Shalakia. Shalakia, give me a moment. All right, Jeremiah chapter 16. Now look, it says, God will restore them. Okay? We're not going to restore ourselves. The Lord will restore us. This is Jeremiah 16 and 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. Verse 15, but the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, talking about America, and from all the lands whither he have driven them. Yeah, right, because we were scattered during slavery. It says, I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. This is cut and dry. The Lord is going to bring us into the land that he gave to our forefathers. We're not going to have to war with these nations in this time to get back into our homeland. Okay, so don't fall susceptible to the bullshit, to the propaganda of those Ish people, those Israelis over there, man. Okay, now let's continue on. See if I can get another world video real quick. Russia, Ukraine war. Okay, that's going on right now. Let's click on this video.
The latest attack behind Moscow's lines, Kiev has claimed its forces have destroyed a Russian military transport plane at an airfield deep inside Russian territory. According to the Ukrainian main Directorate of Intelligence, the forces destroyed a Russian Tu-134, a transport aircraft. at a military airfield in Russia's Orenburg region that lies 1,000 kilometers from the border with Ukraine. Sharing footage of the attack, the agency said the transport aircraft was destroyed in an overnight arson attack. Russia's Human Rights Commissioner has said 30,415 people, including nearly 8,000 children, have been evacuated from the areas bordering Ukraine due to the shelling and attacks. The commissioner added the evacuees had been placed in nearly 1,000 temporary accommodation centers across Russia. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has accused North Korea of sending troops to the Russian army.
Did you hear that? North Korea has been accused of sending troops to the Russian army. Of course, they're allies, so they're going to do that. And this is going to do what? Usher in that World War III. Let's listen to that again. So this is what's going on in the world, man. War.
And Volodymyr Zelensky.
Let's listen to that.
415 people in attack behind Moscow's lines. Kiev has claimed its forces have destroyed a Russian military transport plane at an airfield deep inside Russian territory. According to the Ukrainian main Directorate of Intelligence, the forces destroyed a Russian Tu-134, a transport aircraft, at a military airfield in Russia's Orenburg region that lies 1,000 kilometers from the border with Ukraine. Sharing footage of the attack, the agency said the transport aircraft was destroyed in an overnight arson attack. Russia's Human Rights Commissioner has said 30,415 people, including nearly 8,000 children, have been evacuated from the areas bordering Ukraine due to the shelling and attacks. The commissioner added the evacuees had been placed in nearly 1,000 temporary accommodation centers across Russia. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has accused North Korea of sending troops to the Russian army.
We see an increasing alliance between Russia and regimes like in North Korea. It's no longer just about transferring weapons. It's actually about the transfer of people from North Korea to the occupier's military forces. Obviously, in such circumstances, our relations with our partners need to be developed. The front line needs more support.
The situation remains tense on the Ukrainian side of the border as well. The Russian Defense Ministry says its forces...
Look, this is all confusion. Ukraine was once part of Russia, okay? But now Ukraine, which is the backyard of Russia, all right? Ukraine used to hold military... Matter of fact, let's get some history on Ukraine. I looked at this before, but let's get some more. What I want to do. Where it just popped up. Look, Ukraine became independent when the Soviet Union dissolved in 1991. This started a period of transition to a market economy in which Ukraine suffered an 8-year recession. Subsequently, however, the economy experienced a high increase in GDP growth until it plunged during the Great Recession. Okay, now what I'm going to do is put this, because I want to go and be specific, right? The Soviet Union is Russia, all right, but I want to actually, put the actual country in there to see what Google say. You see, it gives us different information. It says in 1954, the republic expanded to the south with the transfer of Crimea from Russia. Nevertheless, political repressions against poets, historians, and other intellectuals continued. As in all other parts of USSR, Ukraine became independent when the Soviet Union dissolved in 1991. Specifically, the date here, August 2024, 1991 is the specific date. That's when Ukraine declared itself as an independent state away from, Russia. Okay. Well, like I said before, Ukraine used to hold a bunch of Russians' military, nukes. Okay. That was the backyard of Russia. But now they're, claiming independence. And really before Russia attacked Ukraine, Ukraine was petitioning to be part of the EU. Let me see. See, watch this. Did Ukraine want to join NATO before the war? All right. This is according to Google. It says at the NATO Enlargement Summit in November 2022, the NATO-Ukraine Commission adopted a NATO-Ukraine action plan. Do you know this pissed Putin off? Shalom, shalom to everybody who's watching. Okay. So now Ukraine adopted a NATO. So it wasn't the EU, it was NATO, which is North Atlantic Treaty Organization. So Salakia, EU is the European Union. Okay. So continuing on, it says President Kuchma's declaration that Ukraine wanted to join NATO also in 2022. It's like in 2002, and the sending of Ukraine troops to Iraq in 2003 could not mend relations between Kuchma and NATO. That's not what I wanted. I know. I remember looking into this before, and right in 2022, they put in an application to join NATO. And, that's when Russia ended up invading and attacking. Because look at this video. Look how close Ukraine is to Russia. Okay, Russia's not going to let that happen. This being a NATO nation right next to them, it wasn't going to happen, man. Putin, hey, that brings up a precept in, what's that, Ezekiel 38. The Lord put the hooks inside of Putin's jaws. See, yep. Ezekiel 38:4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So the Lord has put the hooks inside of Putin's jaws to control him and have him restore former provinces of Russia. Okay, so Ukraine was once part of Russia. Putin want that back. Lithuania was once part of Russia. Putin want that back. Estonia was once part of Russia, and Putin want that back. And there's several other ones. Okay, now Estonia and Lithuania is part of the EU and NATO. Okay, now once Putin attack one of those particular countries to get them back, is going to usher in what? Article 5. Which says, Article 5 of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization states that if a NATO member is attacked, all other members are considered to be under attack as well. Okay, so that's what's going to prompt this Article 5. Putin is going to attack them, and, World War III is going to be initiated. See, this is how World War III can start. World War III can start, these nukes can start flying once the Israelis and India get into that big battle, because who's the allies of Israelis or Israel? Is United States. That's the big brother of them. Who's the big brother of India? Is Russia. Okay, Russia, China. Okay, India got some big brothers, man. Okay, now let's go back to this video here.
I've taken control of the village of Lebanon.
I'll start from right here.
The situation remains tense on the Ukrainian side of the border as well. The Russian Defense Ministry says its forces have taken control of the village of Levadnie in southeast Ukraine. Levadnie is a tiny settlement in Ukraine's Zaporizhia region, southwest of the Donetsk region, where Russia has concentrated its recent offensive operations there. In the Kursk region, Russian glide bombs struck a concentration of Ukrainian troops. The Russian ministry said the bombs were delivered by a Russian Su-34 warplane. Ukraine caught Moscow by surprise on August 6th by busting across the border into the Kursk region in the first invasion of the Russian sovereign territory since World War II. Russia has been trying for over 2 months to eject the Ukrainian forces. Earlier on Sunday, the defense ministry in Moscow said it was pursuing offensive operations at several dozen locations. in that region.
They're going to war, man. Russia evacuates 30,000 people, including 8,000 children.
For all the latest news.
All right, let's go to the next world video. Oh, look at this one. EU sanctions Iran over missiles to Russia. You see how they all are joined, right? Russia, Iran, China, right? North Korea, right? BRICS nations are joining together and they're helping one another, man. Okay, they're helping each other. Let's look at this video. Salaki for the ads.
Good evening and welcome to WION Dispatch with me, Bhairavi Singh. As always, a lot lined up on the show this evening. Let's get started with the headlines. Israel tells US it will deliver a forceful response to Hezbollah's strike on its base. This after 4 IDF soldiers are killed, over 60 injured in Hezbollah's deadliest drone strike on Israel. EU sanctions Iran over ballistic missiles for Russia. Leading European powers Britain, France and Germany adopted similar sanctions last month.
And that's one of the reasons why the BRIC nations have formed. It's because of all of the sanctions from the European countries, man. Okay, from the EU, from NATO, all of these sanctions. They like, forget that. They tired of all these sanctions and they're gathering together against their enemy. Okay. The Lord controls Putin. Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. Okay. He turneth it whithersoever he will, just like the rivers.
The second phase of the polio vaccination campaign begins in Gaza, this even as Israel continues to bombard the Palestinian territory.
Did you hear that? Israel continues to bombard the territory, of these people, man. All right? And they claiming that, it's biblical. It's not. Listen, what's biblical is World War III. Israel is under the Israelis, should I say, they're under the illusion that the Lord, is with them to take over the land because they're the eternal people. They're not, okay? They're not the eternal people. Really, they're imposters, okay? They're not, I got to be real particular with my words because they'll cancel me. But they're ish for a reason. Okay, the suffix ish means pertaining to or to be like. So they want to what they claim to be, but they're not. Okay, let's continue on with this video. It's just things that's going on in the world,
India labels Canadian allegations naming the Indian High Commissioner and other diplomats as persons of interest in a probe as preposterous imputations, asserts the Trudeau government is consciously providing space to violent terrorists to intimidate Indian diplomats.
All right, let's get another video here. That's just going over the headlines. Thought ad. Let's see this one right here. So let's go to this one.
Join large-scale
for the ads.
with military vehicles. The online action game War Thunder has received a major update.
So Israel-Iran war intensifies ironclad support with Tha'ad and troop deployment. Okay, so Tha'ad is a defense that they're talking about right now. All right, it says U.S. Deepens its support for Israel. Biden to send anti-missile system and 100 troops. Hey, you see the draft finna start, man. Okay, Lord willing, I don't get caught up in that. You know what I'm saying? Lord willing, I could just prophesy over here. I don't want to get caught up in that draft, man, but I know it's coming, right? They're going to be trying to force a draft on people, man. Okay. And, you know, don't be a part of Esau's military. You join Esau's military, you're going to have to fight against the Lord, man. Right. And I can prove that real quick over in Revelation chapter 12. Revelation 12, you see the red dragon, Satan. Okay. But this is the war that it's talking about, Revelation 12 and 7. And there was a war in heaven talking about World War III. Right. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, right? Fought against Esau's system. And the dragon fought and his angels. Okay, so Esau's system, it's Esau's military is going to fight against the Lord military. Verse 8, it says, and prevail not, neither was their place found anymore in heaven. So they're going to lose that world war. See, so don't join Esau's military, man. If you have to, man, just go to jail or do what you got to do just to stay out that war, because you know what's coming. Okay, and that's just, you know, just some advice, you know, through the Spirit. I speak as a man, you know, but let's get back into this video. Now, what that look like right there? That looks like stars falling, like it says in Matthew chapter 24. Start at verse 29, right? Don't that look like stars falling? It's crazy. Pentagon Chief Lloyd Austin authorized THAAD to help boost Israel's air defenses. So the United States is over there helping Israel with the air defenses. All right. You think Russia is not about to get involved? I just showed you a video about how, you know, the NATO and the EU sanctioned India for giving bombs to Russia, or, you know, that back and forth. Okay. You know, they put sanctions on these countries for working together. All right. And then on the flip side, United States can help who they want. You see what I'm saying? That's why the BRICS formed. All right. The BRICS formed because they're tired of this bullshit. Excuse my French. It says move comes less than 2 weeks after Iran fired a barrage of missiles at Israel on October 1st. Okay. All right. So Iran shot over 150 missiles at Israel. Okay. And some of them got in. So the Iron Dome is not that solidified. Okay. And then on top of that, another key thing that shows you that the Iron Dome is not that solidified is because now United States is helping Israel with their defenses, right? With their air defenses. Let's continue on. Iran foreign minister warned that U.S. was putting lives of its troops at risk in the Middle East, right? They're doing that to usher in World War III, man. I'm telling you, the Lord is on these people. Matter of fact, let me prove it. Zephaniah 3 and 8. This is the book of Zephaniah 3 and 8. It says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord. So the elect are waiting on the Lord. All right. We're not getting AK-47s trying to go to war with these nations. No, the Lord said, wait upon him. Right. Zephaniah 3 and 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. Going into those nukes, man. Okay, America and that landmass over there where those people occupy, right, over there in the land of, Israel, is going to be burned with fire, man. Okay, the Lord is gathering these nations together to judge them, right, over in the land of decision, the valley of decision, Yahweh Shaphat. Okay, let's continue on. Look, right here, it said, let me see. It said earlier, Biden said Israel should refrain from striking Iran's nuclear facilities or oil fields, right? This particular president is telling their ally, who they are backing, to do a certain thing, like to refrain from striking Iran's nuclear facilities or oil fields. But then watch what happened. They say, however, Israeli government has repeatedly defied U.S. president's public warnings. Okay, so these people are screaming for help, but they're the ones that's really attacking Iran. They're the ones that's really provoking a war, and they're not listening to the United States, right? President Biden told him to refrain from attacking, the oil fields and the nuclear spots. But this dude, not a Jew, okay, like Elder Yashawamba say, I'm not going to say his other name, but this guy is causing war. These people are the least of the flock, all right, and the least of the flock are drawing them out, drawing them to war, drawing all these nations to war, okay, all right. These people don't give a damn. They're wicked. They're over there committing genocide on the Gaza Strip, so that's why Hezbollah, jumped in. That's why Iran, jumped in and started helping, because you're not going to keep attacking one group of Elamites without the other group of Elamites coming in. See, the Persians and the Medes, even though they have infighting, they're still one people. They still look at each other as one people if an outside force come and attack one of them. Okay? So the Persians and the Medes are gathering together to go against these damn devils. And not only the Persians and the Medes, but also Ishmael, right? The so-called Arabs is joining with Hezbollah, joining with the Elamites in order to bring this damn devil down. So you got one side who is joining together against these enemies, and then you got America, which is going to try to support these people over here. But before you know it, these people here is going to be left stranded, and they're going to be burned, right, with those nukes, okay? They're going to be left stranded and alone, okay, because American allies is going to turn on her and burn her, okay? Let's continue on. Look at this. Annually, U.S. provides Israel with $3.8 billion in military aid, with additional $4.14 billion assistance. Man, that's crazy. Where they getting all this money from? But then you got the civilians in America starving, right? You got civilians in America that's without a house, without power, and they offering them $750, and that's a loan, a $750 loan that you got to pay back. But they're giving this particular country $3.8 billion in military aid with an additional $14 billion in assistance. So you're just giving the tax dollars money away. You're giving the tax dollars away to these damn devils, man. So not only are they not listening to the United States, but they're also being provided with a lot of resources from the United States. Okay? Let's continue on. It says, despite concerns, Biden has rebuffed calls suspended weapons transfers to Israel. Let me see. Go back a little bit. Look right here. Look, Israel also recently expanded its bombing campaign in Lebanon against Hezbollah. So that's what's going on over there with them. Let's get another video, then we're going to end up wrapping this up. The water for everybody who's tuning in. Look, South China Sea tensions. China launches military drills near Taiwan. Hey man, it's a lot going on in the news right now. A lot. Okay. Look, North Korea threatens military action against South Korea. Secret of Columbus, hidden heritage found. They love worshiping that damn devil. We're seeing what's going on in the world, man. I like this particular YouTube channel here. It's straight to the point. Ten rockets fired at on the Gaza Strip. Iran warns U.S. over Thai development. Okay, so you think Russia is not going to help Iran when United States is helping Israel? If you think that, you're delusional. All right. So I believe the point was made. Hopefully this has been edifying. I'm going to end it by giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rikak Chadash, Laiwalam Yum. Double honors once again to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Shalom one once again to the elect. Hey, don't let your sins weigh you down. Don't let your iniquities lift up themselves. That's what they want to do. It's our job to repent and keep it moving through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom, Yahweh Shalom.